This is therefore the end of Physics 263, where we covered an introduction to astronomy and astrophysics. And perhaps if you want to get the most cynical, most direct summary of astronomy, this is portrayed here in the sense that astronomy is really all about finding out that we don't matter. I mean, dark matter matters, dark energy matters. We're only about 5%. And if you've actually made the calculation of our cosmic insignificance, you realize just how small and tiny we are. However, you shouldn't be depressed at all, because by doing Physics 263, you've definitely realized, I hope, all the extraordinary things that we've achieved, and also how physics and some simple physics tools can be used to learn and obtain so much information about the universe at all scales. For me personally, perhaps one of the most profound things that you can learn in astrophysics or astronomy is that essentially within stars, fusion processes happen in quantum scales, and quantum tunneling is crucial for that to happen. In 264, you will cover more on this. But it's those quantum scale level phenomena that actually produce the elements that we breathe. Every single oxygen atom that we're breathing now was only produced because of these quantum effects, and also allow us to have food to eat every day. We've also seen how with very simple arguments we can predict the lifetimes and properties of stars and infer how many heavy elements they might have by doing spectroscopy, or sometimes only calculating magnitudes. So from very little information, we can actually obtain and learn so much about stars, for example. And by studying stars, we can also discover and study exosolar planets, which may, or I would say will, it's just a matter of time, almost definitely lead to the discovery of life in other planets. And of course, we've also talked about how galaxies form and evolve, and even though they're such complex systems, we're really on the right track to understand how they form and evolve to become, for example, our own galaxy. Finally, and on this session, I touched a little bit on dark energy, and I tried to explain where the evidence for it comes about. In cosmology, you will cover this in greater depth. Finally, I did try to point out that all the knowledge that we've covered is really just the start of our journey. So as far as we can remain on this planet or even others, and we don't destroy ourselves, I'm sure that we'll keep discovering new and new things that we never thought about, and especially unveil the current unknown unknowns, and not just discover what dark energy and dark matter are. Therefore, for all those reasons, and even though astronomy is absolutely important to keep us humble and understand how small we are, and that we technically don't really matter, it's also really important to point out, and I hope this is the most positive thing you'll get out of Physics 263, is that astronomy also teaches you that you can really figure things out, especially if you pay attention to 263, you watch the videos, and you read the lecture notes and attempt the extra questions with solutions, and even more so if you ask me extra questions about anything that is not clear. So I hope that you've learned a lot, that you also had some fun. Maybe you're also surprised with some properties of stars, planets, or galaxies. And regardless of whether you're doing further cosmology and astrophysics modules or not, I hope that this module gives you a really solid base for your future, so at least you can have some really interesting conversations with your colleagues, regardless of the area that you may end up working. And this is all for Physics 263. I will still see you in the online live sessions or whenever you have questions. And otherwise, I wish you all the best for the future, which I'm sure will definitely be incredibly bright.